over the factory sites and remove them, it would be quite impossible. It, because number one, they're huge and would forever to remove. It throws a lot of variables that just don't seem to work together. Uh, the piles deplete over time, so eventually it would be possible for people to get to the trigger without removing the pile first and start building the factory, which would mess everything up. That's one thing we'd have to overcome. Number two is the amount of gravel that people would be able to get other places on the map would be an issue with, and the only place other than the train it is the new train to dispose of it. If all your, especially on your first fact, you could sell it off, but it would kind of make the gravel pit a lot less useful if there was gravel piles that huge all over the map, and it is the quantity as well. So it's a good thought, but I just don't think it would work in the map. So therefore, moving mountains is and purchasing them to uncover them is like a compromise that we are going with right now.
Yeah, I mean, just to answer quite, we totally get it, man. I mean, honestly, I always played offline, and I had a full time job, and I get it. But it's definitely you get a good group of guys, and I tell you what, it's worth a lot. It's I would not go back after playing multiplayer. I don't even play single player. As soon as 15 came out for the PC, we didn't have a dedicated server yet. Somebody was hosting, and we would join and play. It's all about camaraderie and enjoying the game a little bit more, and doing it with more guys is much more enjoyable. I totally get it. Doing it alone is definitely tough, but go at your own pace, man. Do what you can, and if always looking for servers. There's always guys on PV mods looking for helpers. Even if you can't do it full time, get on when you can. Enjoy it. I mean, that's the best advice I can give.
Right. Yeah. The wall things that showed you do move back over time. That's what I'm saying. You can take just basically you'd have a large pile, and as you dig into it, it slowly disappears. And in order to get it positioned perfectly so that the way the factories are built right now with all the other stuff that's already on the site that you guys can't see until it's built, that pile would have the very last part of that pile would have to be dug up to uh, expose the triggers where you could dump in. Otherwise, people would have the pile partially removed, and it opens up the ability to them possibly starting to build the factory before the pile is removed. And that's what I'm trying to avoid, that and the fact that we'd have another 10 million gravel in different parts of the map. As far as making them viable to remove them, that's what we're doing right now. And if we come up with anything else, it's a possibility. Uh, you never know. Same thing that's an issue with trees. If I put trees on those lots, number one, the other thing about this is that because of the terrain is the way it is, the terrain is the default texture under all of the factories, and planting trees in the lot, I can't replace a terrain texture as soon as the map is built. The terrain textures are what they are when I build it. So to place trees in a lot that end up, the only way to do it is to put a slab underneath each of the factories, which again to me is to, I mean, with the map this size and as much as we're putting into it, keeping those slabs off of the ground underneath all the factories is something that we pretty much have to do. So planting trees in the middle of a cement parking lot wouldn't look right, and it also opens up the fact that people could literally weave in and around the trees, get to the build spot, and then what do you have? You have a factory built in trees you can no longer remove. They're sticking out of the top of it. So there's those little things that end up being a problem for making. I mean, yeah, it would be ideal if we could do stuff like that. It would be awesome to make it so that everything had to be cleared. But in this version, we're going to go with that. Oh, also for for Thernadad, thanks for your law enforcement help. In response to you not having a lot of time, when this map first came out, it really, and still, it really is our focus to make a long-lasting multiplayer map. When version 2.0 is done and already in the process of version 3.0, there will be a single size map with easier to complete features. We're not going to say they're not going to have a lot of features, and it'll probably be more graphic intensive because of the single size will afford us to do more stuff there. But the features will be geared towards single players so that it can take you forever as a single player to complete each project. And you won't need as many fields because obviously this was designed for 12. So it'll be a good map, and it'll be more of a sandbox too as well, but the features on that map are not going to take the quantities and stuff it takes to build Pleasant Valley. And the other thing that I'd like to say with that, you guys that are playing single player, I knew people would, and it takes an extreme player to play this in single player, and a lot of people love it because it's in single player. They have it. I've seen, and yeah, that was never the intention, and it still isn't. Well, our intention here was we have a great group of guys. Our first and foremost is to give us gameplay that lasts a long time, and the guys that we have, my gosh. All the content that's built on this map without any extra quantities in the vehicles other than what we showed you, what we're giving you, without any of the extra mods, which reminds me, I'm going to show you guys that wood chipper that makes wood chips if I can find it on Andre's farm. But without any extra mods with higher capacities, they still get through this content in a matter of months. I mean, it's ridiculous. I gotta keep these guys busy, and that's the real goal there.
Sorry.
No, it's quite all right. But we're introducing more ways to money in the beginning game, which will speed it up for you guys. The new sawmills will cut down on make the wood chips and that process go a little bit faster. So trying to find some compromises without ruining the whole longevity of the game we're trying to create. There will be ways to do it, but all in all, we still want you to have a lot to do to keep going. I can't tell you how many people have told me already they finished 1.3, and all you guys keep asking, when is version 2 coming out? And the 1.3 was actually designed for those people to be worked on for another few months, so you wouldn't need version 2 yet. You got enough content that if you're playing it the way we are, we're not even, well, we got about half the factories built now, but we got a ways to go just to get the factories built. We don't have all the buyable objects, so it will take that was the intention. If you're loading in extra money or larger equipment to finish it up and you're all waiting on 2.0, yeah, sorry, you're going to have to wait now. Is this truck in the release? Did we ever release the Volvo?
That's that's out there all by itself already on modhub.us as well as modhoster. The Volvo AR frame, and they released a new version yesterday, I believe. So you can find version 1.2, I believe, is out there on modhub.us and other sites as well. I believe the only thing we added in was maybe the passenger script, but other than that, that's the only added feature we did.
Chances are you will get a new version of the Volvo. Somebody, and it might have been Thernadad. I have to check the forums. I think it began with a T. I can't keep names straight. Let's see. Let me go to the forums real quick here.
Okay, there's also a question in chat about whether wither wheels or where you run over the crops and kill them with the tires of the vehicles. Any interest in that going into the game?
I think the mod that people choose.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, it has what's called lanes features, and basically it'll, if you go through the crops, it'll knock it back one grow state is what it'll do. You can add all those features in the mods. We don't currently use them. If they do have a mod out there that made it universal for all of them, I don't think it'd be a bad thing. You know, you definitely be more take more consideration into your driving path. That's for darn sure.
yeah, the biggest thing with that, again, I don't have any. Only problem we would run into is uh, either accidentally or a disgruntled player. Nobody's on. Let's go destroy this person's farm because I'm pissed at him. Uh, and that's why on the server, it's not. I like the idea because I'd like to keep people on the roads a little more. You can see I'm just driving through fields all the way, all over the place. But I just think it might cause more issues on our server than it would be worth. Anyway, it was Throsby, I think it was, not Thurndad. But somebody was asking about putting the logos on the doors of a vehicle, of the Volvo. So you may get that, the Old Pleasant Valley logos on the doors of the Volvo, and then we would have to release our own version. It's a very good possibility down the road. And let's see, does anybody know where Andre put his wood chip? It's in the woods, I know, because I reset the trees on him. But is it down below or up top here? I think it's up
Supposed to be
top.
by popcorns.
Not Andre's. That's Scott's, and Andre put a wood mill up here somewhere on the property on White.
Doofus, thanks for the follow, buddy.
I was just looking for his wood chipper.
Is it the
And
AHWI?
the big one with the spout that actually, the stump grinder.
I think he has it in his barn.
It says
And,
with
the-
this wood grinder you can rework grabbed land very effectively.
I am not sure, but you think it's in his barn. Let me check his barns. I wanted to give his stump grinder a whirl. If I see something in there.
Because
There
that's
it
the one.
is.
And you might want to remind everybody that you might be, or you will be, or should be, replaying this tomorrow, or rerunning another video tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll be back on live tomorrow, showing you the same stuff over again. And who knows? Hopefully, I'll have a couple extra things on during the day. I'll probably gotta get the gravel piles fixed at least, so they're not snow piles. Let me. Tractors are. I haven't used this wood chipper yet. So what do? You hook the wood chipper up and then a trailer behind it? Is that how that works?
I think I saw one work that way, yes.
All right, Jeff, you got a tractor. Straight across from here is his wood chipper. You can drive it over. Go for it.
Anybody interested in that Volvo black truck that David's driving around? I did put the link in Twitch chat, so feel free to go ahead and download. Oops.
Let me get back to my dashboard so I can see if anybody's talking. You know what's really weird? That it's still working. My monitor. The monitor. When it cuts out all the time.
No Wimmy's big bucks. Don't press the luck.
But I'm still working on the donations for a new one. And did you zip by when I wasn't looking?
Yep, I'm in his barn.
All right. We'll have to go chop down here too. What tractor you got there?
It's a John Deere.
I think it hooks on the back, although you might be able to do it on the front. Oh, you hook that on the front and the trailer on the back. That's how it works, right?